Oh, Master of BlackJack and Bottom Feeder Army. Wow, I'm very honored to be included in 2,000 people poll. At least we didn't come in last on that, but yeah, some people they don't see the previews of our cameos, and our cameos have definitely changed over the years. They're very very different. They do have spoilers. If you go to cameo from us, you're going to get spoilers probably. It's anticipated. Our cameos are probably some of the longest ones. Everyone, we've had cameos go for I think it was like 30, 45 minutes before. I think we had one a long time ago. We went for almost an hour. So it got crazy. It was for a special customer and some other things. But our videos are longer, more depth. A lot of reasons why. One, if someone's spending their hard-earned money, I don't think they deserve to get 20, 30 seconds. Or, we try to always do at least 2 minutes, if not longer. We try to always go, if I can, I try to do 5, 10 minutes or longer, depending on the situation. If they ask for a long video, we give them a longer video. We do usually do a home tour of our house. We are in a different house now. The place we were at on the TV show was $500 a month lot rent. Plus, they dropped the bomb on us shortly after we moved in that they wanted $500 a month for renting the building. That included no utilities. So you do the math. It's $1,000, not including utilities. So that got to be a little expensive. So we did go to Facebook Marketplace and we did find somewhere much larger, much nicer. Right now, I am in charge, of course, I do the laundry, I'm in charge of cleaning, dishes. Every so often, Karini will help out. And when she does, she is a machine. She will clean this whole house and everything top to bottom. When she gets in cleaning mode, it's amazing, it's awesome. And when she cooks, great cook. But primarily, I'm in charge of cooking. I'm in charge of all the poopy diapers. Poopy diapers makes her kind of get nauseated and get sick. So I can't explain to why that's not a problem because she needs to keep much food down right now. But yeah, I'm in charge of all the diapers. So right now when I go out and do errands and stuff, a lot of times Perry will ride with me. I'll take him out or visit my mom's. We'll go over there a little bit. Right now, Mom and Creenie have a little bit of a feud. But Perry's a really good baby. He's very, very smart. He's just in here watching Karini eat corn, and he was dipping the corn in the butter and putting the salt on it and eating it, and watching Mommy and eating like Mommy. His favorite food is Apple Jacks. He's utterly obsessed with Apple Jacks. But yeah, he is extremely smart. Karini's other thing she likes to do, try to calm down, she actually likes to color. I got her these little scented markers. She likes to draw stuff. Find some things here. She's really big into coloring. She's also really big into Disney and Mickey Mouse. We'll get in that here in a second also. But yeah, my cameos are always quite long. So this one's probably going to be quite long. So be prepared for your editing and whatnot. I'll show off some of my gear as I normally do. I'll show off some of the house. I guess this one I'll start with the home tour. Hopefully Perry wakes back up. Usually Perry's cute stuff. Like he'll run up and down the hallway with me. Something like that. Which is really cute because he'll actually run like I do up and down the hallway. Which is hilarious. So our front yard here. It's kind of funny. Insurance company loves this. We actually have a fire hydrant in the front yard. So God forbid there's a house fire. We got that covered. We got Minnie, Mickey Mouse like all over the freaking house, man. There's Minnie, Mickey. I got put that together. I'm so proud of putting that swing together. That there. Yeah, I read the comments. It's like Paul, the bum, everything else. See, also, the other thing I'm in charge of is making sure we have all the money. Basically, Karini, she's worked in the fields with her mom before. She hasn't done anything outside of the television thing and helped me on cameos. That's the only other thing she's done. I do a lot of things, different random things, make ends meet. I am a convicted felon, so a lot of places won't want to hire me. It's a problem. Now I can do a lot of 1099 work. I can do other companies. My father has a lot of companies. I have friends that are company owners. Little things I can do, help him out at his company when he's got stuff. Right now, my father's really slow. He's slowing down. He's getting close to retirement. I don't have the talents and skill he has. I wish I did. My father's abilities are, he could be his own TV show on Discovery Networks if he wanted to be. He really could. He can take and make anything out of anything. He's proved engineers wrong. He's had some crazy moments. I know they really wanted to film with him, but my dad's not really wanting to be on television right now. But if they did, my father would be his own spinoff in himself. He's very, very, very extreme. When I was incarcerated, even I told him, I said, when you go to the gate, they do we declare everything. They declare everything at the prison gate. And I was only in prison for a few months. I got out. I wasn't there very long at all. Luckily, we got everything cleared away. But whenever he went on there, he declared he has a firearm on him. He was going to take his firearm in the prison. So that got a little bit crazy. So he had to quickly go and leave, and then he got a little frustrated because he could smoke on the property. But he's, like I said, he's well known. The CEO of Maker's Mark and many other high level profile people know who he is. He's done things for a lot of people. Like I said, celebrities, different people in Washington, D.C., specialty projects, things that like no one else can do, only he can do. And always being in the shadow of a god of his industry, I was always a screw up and the mess up, and couldn't do anything right. My dad always did everything perfect. Growing up, my father, like I said, if I wanted to get something like a phone or a computer or anything like that, I had to go out and get a job and earn and get it. My father has a lot of money. He has good money. I say he's worked hard for his money, though. He owns a company and he works very, very hard. So if I want anything, he'd let me work things, do something at the shop, or if I couldn't make enough money with him, I had to go out and get a job and do that. My first car, I actually got, it was he bought it for my sister. My sister moved out to Washington State in Seattle, and I wanted to get it, so I asked him if I could have it. He said, "You can't have it, but I'll tell you what, I'll work you a loan." So I had to put a down payment on it and make a monthly payment until it was paid off. So when I got my money from my check, the first thing my money went, I had to pay him so much of my check every single time until that car was paid off. He's always been real harsh on me on that. My mom was nice. She helped pay for my liability insurance on my car while I was in Brazil. She also helped pay for my cell phone bill because long distance was expensive, talk all the time. So she helped with that. Now, the real reason why my car was so dented up is I was actually driving back from a job. I was in between filming, and I got a job, and I pretty much worked on my car. And so I was going back from the job. I had a hydroplane on the way back, hit the car, hit the guardrail, and then I'm in Brazil. Over a year passed, and my insurance company's calling me, like, "Yeah, we got a claim against you. You took out an entire guardrail." I was like, "What?" I was like, "It didn't even hurt the guardrail. You can subpoena the cop. The cop can tell you." He even said, "You didn't even dent the guardrail. It was just my plastic bumper and everything got destroyed." It was, what are you talking about? So apparently a semi-truck plowed through the entire guardrail, and my insurance company took the claim on it against me. So then my insurance rate skyrocketed. People wanted, it was like almost $600 a month for liability. It was insane. The thing on was insane. Unless I stayed with the same company, which was my parents' policy, but it wasn't theirs. It was like a separate thing under their policy. So I left that insurance company altogether. I left them, went to another company, got my own policy, because if somebody's going to roll over on me on something like that, I'm not staying with a company that's going to roll over on something that obviously wasn't my fault. If it was my fault, I get it. I'll take the blame on that one. But I didn't take out an entire guardrail. So I left the insurance company. I went to another insurance company, and I actually pay a lot, a lot less money. We do have a different vehicle now as well on top of my old vehicle, and I have full coverage on the new vehicle and liability on the electric vehicle, and I'm actually paying what I was going to pay for liability on the one. So that has been a nice thing as well. But yeah, we did live at that place. Like I said, $5 a month lot rent, $500 a month, for the thing, and then not including utilities, $1,000 a month. That was insane. We were not going to pay that at all. Me and Creanie, we do have a lot of drama, a lot. There's a lot of stuff that has not been shown on camera because it was too intense, I guess. They probably had too much for TV. We'd probably take up the whole thing. But there was some stuff that happened. It was bad. That's why she wasn't the tell-all. We had some drama going on that was very intense. I'm not going to discuss it, but it was bad. How we're still married, not divorced, I do not know in a lot of ways. But very blessedly, we're still married. I'm very happy that we're still married. I wanted to work through things, and we have gone through numerous counselors and mental health people to make sure everything gets better. Creanie, of course, right now is having some difficulties. I'm not going to explain why. Because of other conditions that she's currently going through, she cannot take medications, but because of contractual agreements, I can't explain why that is. So I'm just giving her space. I try to avoid fights. as much as possible. I don't like getting into fights and arguing as much as things happen on TV. In real life, a lot of times I do explode at times. But typically what I do is I try to avoid drama in fights. Some things I do. For example, in the bedroom, I'll show you. Let's go back to Greenie. I let her have the entire bedroom cleaned over. I sleep in there for the most part normally, unless I'm not in the doghouse or on the couch. But you see from the Mickey Mouse stuff in here. All right, Greenie. Oh, Pierre's not gonna be cute. That'd be cute. I'll put the corn. He's got some corn here he's eating on. All right, cover up, please. Is this gonna keep this PG-13? All right, Greenie. I'm gonna flip the camera around to you, okay? So make sure you're covered up. All right, this is gonna be on a YouTube thing, so be careful what you say. Pierre, oh. Cover up completely, please. I wanna make sure you're covered up. I don't wanna show anything. Are you good? All right, Pierre. Oh, he's waking up. You were being cute earlier, now you're being... Come on, he's not being cute now. Come on. Here. Are you tired? Oh, we should have his video earlier. He was so playful. His corn he was eating on, but he's being flavor. Anyway, it's for a YouTube channel. You want to say hello to them?
Hello.
How's your English coming along?
I don't speak English.
Oh, you lied.
Oh no. I'm sorry because it is sleep time.
Yeah.
But I hope you have a good night. Be safe and careful, Pierre.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Mickey Mouse. Yeah, usually Pierre, he's funny, he's laughing, he's playing, he's running up, he's tired right now. He's time for milk. He runs up and down the hallway with me. It's hilarious. You think it's funny me running? Watching Pierre mimic me run, that's hilarious. That's really, really funny. But he'll actually run down the hallway with me. He's inherited my run. I was actually in track in high school. Yeah, I was high school and after that. But I always came in dead last. But everyone loves me run. Go figure. Anyway, even the wedding photo thing here. You see Minnie Mouse in the corner. That was her thing. Everywhere Disney. She likes to do coloring every now and again too. She loves her little Polaroid camera. And then I let her take over all the clothes in here. So this entire thing is all her. Her stuff from Fashion Nova and stuff. Her hair extensions. All her stuff. Let her get whatever she wants on clothes. Huh? Huh? You're a fan? You want my...
No.
What? The light? Okay, you done with the corn? We put the corn in there? Corn? Okay, I put the corn in there. Okay, you're welcome. Love you. Okay, close the door here. Still a little tired. Did some videos. I apologize I get you sooner, and we didn't do it when Pierre was super happy and excited. I'm doing this thing a little bit longer. I'm sure you're going to edit this, you guys, so you can do what you need to do. What else can I show you here? Oh, I do have security cameras all throughout my house now. We did catch some weird paranormal stuff. Some people claimed it was fake and stuff like that. I'm going to have to redo some videos and show that. I can't edit. Like I don't even have an editing app for video editing. And I looked in and zoomed in on the one and saw like stuff moving, and I have no idea what was causing that. So I kind of actually freaked me out a little bit worse. So what happened with the stuff here in the haunting of the house that was weird? We first moved in here. There was a behind the scenes story that came like later that freaked us out pretty bad. So we first moved in. We didn't move in right away. We got the place, and of course the landlord we were at was being a little unpredictable. So I was still paid up there, so I was in between stuff. You know, I was making a decent amount of money, so I was able to finagle getting this place and still have the other place paid up temporarily. So I figured we had buffer room to move. I don't want to freak them out, so I was taking our time until they acted irrational, and we just went and left, moved early. So anyway, we first came in, like every day I come in front of the window, there was a bunch of dead flies. Nothing in the house smelling, no flies ever living, just dead flies in front of the windows. So I looked it up, it said something about, it's like flies that hibernate, they come out and they die in front of the window, so it was a common thing people complained about, so I didn't think much about it. Then we had some other weird stuff happen throughout the house. For a while, it was always in the living room. Most part, like toys would go off. What do you think about it? It's just little toys going off. It's batteries, it's glitches, whatever. Things would move. It was only in the living room, only until 2, 4 in the morning. Creanie freaked out. And 1 second, let me actually get her thing on this. Everyone knows Creanie. Creanie's two things. Creanie does not lie. Well, she does lie on one thing, but we won't get into that on marital problems. But she, for the most part, doesn't lie, but she can't act. Creanie, talk about how you felt when we used to have the ghost stuff. The ghost stuff. Can you look at it? Hold on.
Scared.
Ow. You gotta look at the camera. You're fine, sweetie. You look fine. Here. How are you in the ghost stuff?
Look my hair.
The ghost stuff.
I don't like it. This is scary.
I didn't show your boob, did I? I hope not.
Yeah, well, because my boob is here.
I'm making sure. I've actually had nipples before. You've done a whole cameo. And we see you have a full nipple exposure. I have to go redo the whole video. Don't flick me off. God. she's in a happy mood today. Hopefully she'll be happy today, tomorrow too, and not mad or upset. Every day it changes. One day she loves me, one day she hates me. One day she's kind of confused and don't know what she wants. So it's constantly different every day. But I guess I can't talk about that. Production things, everything else. But anyway, oh yeah. So the ghost stuff constantly was going on. So the camera stuff put it out, and we saw some other weird stuff on there. But then here recently, we haven't had a whole lot of activity, but I do have security cameras. Occasionally we get stuff on there. I do have a thermal cam, so what I want to do is set the stuff up again, similar to what we were doing with the kid stuff. We put a lot of kid stuff out here and stuff for like kids. We get weird reactions to it. I'll put the thermal camera out, and I'll put out the security camera, which now I have the security camera up there as well. So I'll have the security camera and the other camera and try to catch some stuff going on and see what we catch and what we find and see what happens. But yeah. On the one, they said the whole thing was moving. That to me was weird. I don't know if it was an apparition or what it was, but I never noticed that until people saw it, and I looked at it, and I thought, that is really, really, really weird. So I'm going to try to do a control. So I'm going to actually set up the camera and everything, and I'm going to redo, like, as I'm physically there doing it, same lighting, same everything, and seeing if the same weird distortion happens in the video with me doing the stuff right there with the stuff, where you obviously see I'm physically doing it if it causes distortion or not. I'm assuming it's, I don't know. I'm hoping it wouldn't, but if it does, then it'll explain it. I don't know. But we're also going to have the security cameras down. They actually record at 1080p, 24/7. So we're going to do that. We haven't had a whole lot of stuff recently. I haven't really checking them. We got a lot of activity. We got a little more activity in Pierre's room now. But yeah, it was creepy. I think the creepiest thing that we had, besides the stuff you saw on the camera, was even like toys that were in his ball pit or anything like that. We took his ball pit down, would randomly go off. It was nuts. So back to the story, the people used to live here. That's where it gets creepy. So I knew there was an old man, supposedly was here, and that supposedly died. I guess, I don't know if the whole thing was a little kid or anything was here, but I knew like around here the kids. You ever seen the movie The Burbs? It's kind of like as his house was like. Kids weren't allowed anywhere near the house, near out front. House was abandoned for a little bit. Then another person rented it, and they got out. They couldn't. They left abruptly and wouldn't say why they left state. They literally just left here and left state and moved out of state. But they didn't live here very long. So the neighbor said, yeah, they just abruptly moved out of state. We didn't really know why. So apparently people used to live here. I guess one was in prison for a little bit. He came back, got his stuff. You know, he had some documents and stuff that came here, mailed here. So I gave them to him. He gave me his number. He said if anything else comes, text him. He had another like document come, and I texted him. He got it, and I actually texted him about the thing, and he never gave me a response. He said, "Why?" He asked him if anybody ever died here. He said, "Why?" He's just like, "How come? Why?" And I explained it to him, and he just kind of got quiet on it. But talked to the neighbors after that. The neighbors were telling me some really weird stuff. They told me about some other stuff that happened. I'm not going to talk about the stuff that happened here that wasn't illegal, but there's other weird stuff that happened. They said they would have dead animals on the trees. They had a swimming pool in the back with like they would like use it as a fish pond and fish out of it, like it was their own little personal pond out of the thing. They said but they said the dead animals was like the big thing. It bothered them the most. But they told me a lot of crazy stuff that happened here. But all the neighbors were like freaked out about it. I didn't know anything about it. When I met the guy, he seemed very normal. He seemed fine. I had no problems with him. He seemed cool. He really seemed like an all right guy. I mean, of course, I've met some really crazy people in prison. And I've seen crazy. I've seen really crazy people. People that were locked up for things you wouldn't fathom. There was a guy that was locked up for he stuck both of his kids in a microwave. So there's really bad people out there, and they're really mentally messed up. People think I'm crazy. I'm not sticking babies in microwaves, all right? I'm not sticking babies in microwaves. So yeah, just like then also I was locked up. One of my guys that was in the prison I met, I didn't know who he was at first, was the guy from the Paducah shooting. That he told me why everything happened, why he did it, and I'm like, I've been bullied a lot in life, and that was something else that happened. I was very badly bullied, like very badly bullied. My dad was always extremely strict. I was badly bullied through my life. I would always kind of run away from situations and everything else. I wouldn't fight as I had to, and when I had to fight, I usually use pressure points. Like if someone got like neck lock, say someone had me a headlock, I would take my thumb, hit the pressure point, and I would just push up as hard as I could, or I'd fight smart and then get them to release, and then I would get out of there or do what I had to do to defend myself. Because I made up my little Krav Maga, whatever you want to call it. I did whatever I could to disable them or get out of it and just get the F out of there, and solve the problem and not deal with it. But no, I was badly bullied through school. And every day I didn't even think about this until later. The counselor would say, "Hey, let me help you organize your backpack for the day." Well, I had bad ADHD and I was very unorganized. So they would always go through my backpack and help me organize. Even when it was empty, he's like, "Yeah, my bag's empty today." "Oh, we'll go through it just to make sure." I'm like, "Okay." So apparently, a lot of people apparently at the school thought I was gonna go crazy and bring guns and shoot everybody up. 'Cause my dad had an arsenal weaponry, and I was always bullied. Now, I will tell you this: I was barely bullied. It's true. My dad has a huge amount of guns. I never ever had a homicidal thought. I never thought about going and killing everybody. Did I get really depressed and hate my own life every now and again, getting bullied? Yeah. But did I want to kill anybody? No, I just want to run away. It's kind of like my thing, just kind of run away from the situation and get away from it. That was a big thing. And then I studied other things. I studied different things and everything else. You can do a lot of self defense. Like, well, you can have a gun. You have this. You can do a lot of self defense with an ink pen. You take an ink pen, and that's what I told Karini. I told Karini things. If you're home by yourself, there's things you gotta do to defend yourself, and you can't do. You can get an ink pen. Let me grab one here. This is just a marker. But you get an ink pen like this, and you can use this to defend things and do things quite easily as a defensive thing with a pen. I've told her that, and there's a lot of things I study on things like that. I told her too, God forbid. Well, no, she don't have to operate a gun. I told the whole thing about if somebody, it's something else you do. A lot of people don't think about when you're self-defense. If you got somebody, it's being held hostage, for example, and he held, they're holding somebody on there. If you shoot the hostage in the leg, they're going to drop enough where you can get the center mass shot and you can take out the threat. And it's simple, it's really simple because first of all, if you shoot the hostage in the leg, they're going to be shocked. They're going to drop down on their way. And then the person who's holding the hostage is going to be freaking out and kind of confused for a second. And that little glimpse of confusion when they're trying to pull them up, and the reaction is going to be to pull them up real quick. You get a clear shot of their center mass and you can take it out. But yeah, like I said, I don't own any firearms. Can't because I'm a convicted felon. But I did study a lot of different things. And that maneuver I actually learned, and I believe it was in my Air Force manual. I actually went in. I was going to be an Air Force police officer a long time ago. I had some issues after basic. I was going through tech and everything else. Some issues. I had a general discharge. I then was getting cleared to go back into the military, and then unfortunately, my criminal record started. So I wasn't able to go back to the military for anything. And my military days were over with at that point completely, because I realized too that maybe I want to go something other than law enforcement and do something different. So, but yeah, my options in going to the military unfortunately got hit, and then I kept going downhill from there. Like I said, trying to get a job on a record was extremely difficult. So having to find and do things, whatever you can do legally. I was always big on doing sure I did legally. So finding a job I could do that was legal, ethically and morally okay. That was something I was always trying to do to make sure I could make things. Just like right now, I make sure we have money. So that's always working out. I make enough where she can buy all the clothes she wants to buy, and she can do other things like that, and do what she wants to do. I'm very hard on that here and everything else. So we have that income. My mom doesn't pay anything. My parents are like, oh, your parents, you visit. My parents don't pay. They don't. My mom never paid any of my bills in Brazil. She helped me pay my phone bill so we communicate. She'll pay for liability on my car insurance temporarily until I got back. That was it. Everything else, I had savings. I worked very long. I worked very hard. And when I went in between filming, I'd come back to America and I'd work, do whatever I could, pull up any little jobs, temporary jobs, some of the things, anything I could do, whip up the money. A lot of temporary jobs actually pay more than regular full-time jobs, so it worked out kind of good. With as much money as I possibly could. Helped out, I've done IT work for some of my dad's friends' companies, done whatever I could, anywhere I need to go, anything. No matter what the job was, I did a lot of sales jobs, things like that, and did whatever I could to make ends meet. It's always big on me. I always like to make sure we pay everything up in advance. For any reason we have more money one month, well, then we're going to pay some rent in advance. We're going to pay some bills in advance. Any bills we can pay in advance, we're paying in advance. Some money is going to a separate account that's going to be emergency for bills. Because way back when I first got into stuff, I worked 1099 for a while, and I knew some months you might make some good money, some months you make $0. So you have to do what you can. And now being a convicted felon, a lot of jobs I've been offered really good jobs. And then they even says, okay, we're okay with your record. It's okay. We'll bring you on. And I'm happy. And finally an opportunity to advance. But then their insurance company finds out. And because of the arson charge, they're scared I might go irate and burn down the building. So they withdraw the offer. That's happened a lot, unfortunately. A lot. And the whole story behind the arson charge is very in depth, and that's why I'm not in prison right now. The truth behind the whole thing is why my probation was terminated, why I was released from prison, why my probation was terminated. While that happened, is the truth behind what happened. Um, Otherwise, you think for a Class B felony, I would be out of prison right now? You think I wouldn't be? I would still be on probation. I'd be probation, parole, or still in prison. But the truth about what happened is why I'm not. There's a lot more back to that whole thing, and it's a very messed up, sad story. It's messed up. That's a whole other thing. I'm not getting into that because that's like a 30-minute thing in itself. I'm not getting into that, but it's a very, very sad, very long story. God, there's a lot of stuff I can tell you all about. I've done. We had. I'm not gonna do that one. That's embarrassing for Karini. We had some stuff happen on camera a lot of times. They got pulled off because it was too much for TV. If we had too much TV on my Fiance, we'd be, like I said, we'd take up a lot of it. We had a lot of things happen. The problem is with us, with other couples, is we have more drama, natural drama, than a lot of people. We've almost been pulled off the show because of it. And so they have to understand when they send people out, when they film with us, is they actually have people come out and talk and come with us. They de-escalate our drama. They calm our drama down as much as they possibly can, so we can film and produce. Because sometimes the drama gets so high end. It's not always just me, but sometimes the drama gets so bad between us and the roller coaster that we go through. Sometimes we're doing all right and we can film. We have a productive day. Other times the film crew stress and it's hard. I mean, the film crew should really get a Paul Carini bonus when they deal with us, because we do. It's difficult at times. We both are emotionally go off at times, and it can create a lot of tension for the crew. When some people, I'm not saying fake drama, but some people have drama that's not really full flare, full crazy. It's easier for them to control and they can deal with. But sometimes, they see the stuff that's going on with us. It's crazy. We've had some really, really, really crazy moments, and it gets really, 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 really wild. But anyway, I'm going to rant with you guys. Like I said, our videos are typically long. This is for a YouTube channel. You guys are going to edit this thing out, so it gives me extra long for you guys. I need to clean the flowers out. So I got Karini Mother's Day flowers here. I need a little card there, thing there. This one's from Brazilian Valentine's Day. They're about dead. I need to get that. I mean, that was supposed to be like a big bouquet, and I got that. And it was like tiny, and I felt it bad for that. Anyway, let me show you here. A little stuff here. But yeah, I do whatever I can to make ends meet and make sure we have money in the house and everything's going to be all right. And so far it's been going all right. This actually, the vest that I'm wearing, it is actually not a bulletproof vest. Now, I do have bulletproof panels on my baby gear. This is actually a cooling vest. The problem is with this vest is that it looks bulletproof and it freaks out people, and I'll get that more in depth. And right here I have my pocket. It's more for comedy, but I do have a little bit of Karini's hair. This was the famous penis sheath that we had. Actually, it's got a weird brown mystery stain. I was like, but I don't know why. Anyway, it's got a little area for youth area to go in there, protects you. There's actually a thing. Karini has a huge fear of earthworms. Oh, there's a condom that goes along with that. Huge fear of earthworms because of it. There's another one that goes in any orifice. I'm talking about eyes, ears, urethra, your butthole. We'll just be straight up here, guys. But it'll actually eat up all your insides, and it's worse than the fish. So I'm not saying I got a butt plug, but I'm saying if I go swimming in the water again, I'd probably wear a butt plug. Seeing that thing. Anyway, it's a little key here for like opening and closing doors. It's like a coronavirus key, things like that. Anyway, onto the vest. So they see me wear this thing running in and out of places in Brazil, and the problem is when this thing unzips, I have them right now. The ice packs. I was like, no, it's just ice, and all they hear is no, ah. And the problem is when you see the ice packs open up, it looks. I guess they think it's explosives. So I've had times where I go in there and I just walk around and I unzip this and I open it up, and to them, I guess the ice looks like bomb packs, so they freak out. I mean, you gotta think of it, mind too. In Brazil, they see Americans like everybody owns guns. They see all these little stories of shootings. Typically, it's a nerdy, geeky-looking white guy with scruffy hair face and glasses, and kind of like me. So I have this stereotype. Just like when I was in school, everyone thought I was gonna be the crazy guy. So they see me go in there, so then I gotta be explaining. Now, in Brazilian, the mall cops there, they're on those little segways and everything else, but they all have guns. All the security officers are packing guns. So everybody's got guns there, security officer-wise. So, which gets utterly, utterly, utterly crazy. So they see me. I was like, no, 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 no bomba, no bomba, no bomba, no bomb. So I don't want to get shot. So I always go with them. That's when I was up in Brazil. I say when I was living there, from one point in time, they actually apparently had a thing there where like normal people didn't have guns. They tried to take away all the guns. They tried that whole thing. It ended really bad. So only all the people that were law abiding had no guns, and all the criminals had guns. So police had guns. The police and the federal law and security officers had guns, but like the regular civilians didn't, and all the criminals had guns. It was nuts because no one could defend themselves. It was really, really crazy. The other thing is I had when we were there was they did a thing there with immigration. The whole thing in Venezuela was going on, and they have like an open thing, like open borders thing with immigration. People go there in immigration. They come in, you go to the federal police, and they take care of you. They had, oh my God. They had people going through, robbing people with machetes, like a lot of people there. There were some really great people from Venezuela. Like at my coffee restaurant, there were some people from Venezuela. They spoke perfect English. They were great. So it was really a lot of great Venezuelans there. So I won't say that. I think there's a lot of people great from Venezuela. They were wonderful. They were great. I love the people from Venezuela. But at the same time, there were little people come in without vetting them, without checking them. And you had people running around. It was nuts. It was very scary for a lot of the people there, and a lot of the Brazilians didn't like it. They had people. There was a federal police when we were there. There was a whole group of kids that ran away from home. 17-year-old girls, 16-year-old girls run away from home, wanting to get their Brazilian permanent residency card, but they said they just didn't want to live with the parents anymore, so they wanted to leave. So they left. They left their parents, which the Brazilian government at that point they take the kids and help take care of that and the parents because they don't do that. But yeah, just seeing the immigration stuff there, how crazy it was, with me, they then vetted me when I went through, because you can go through there, but you can get in Brazil, but not vet. Of course, no one really gets, they say they deport you, but I've never seen one get deported. And they even told me about thing, you're probably not going to get deported, most likely. But it got crazy. They could deport me. They could put me on, come in and give me an order and tell me to get out, or lock me up until I left. But luckily, I was able to explain to them with the lawyer that my charge was not terrorism, like they thought. It was terroristic threatening, for threatening to slash someone's tires. That's all it was. I was dating somebody. I had worked like 13, 14 hours that day, and they convinced me to move in with them. I get to the house, because I gave up my place and moved in with them, and she's in there with another guy and wouldn't let me in. So I did it again for a long day's work. I'll slash tires. I went and got a hotel for the night. It was not a happy time. Not a happy time. Anyway, this is the mask I got. So this gets me a paper gear. It does work well. I can run it quite easily, as I'll show you here. Of course, no one takes me seriously because there's like antennas up here. No one takes you seriously. This thing, the prepper gear, I have it for my gear items. I apologize. Not wearing my contacts today. So anyway, this thing's great only for like allergies, allergens, coronavirus, farts, body odor, cutting onions, plenty of bleach. I had this thing in the house long before the coronavirus thing happened. This one with and without a face shield. Of course, with the face shield's better because you don't get the virus in your eyes or things like that. There's a lot of stuff the virus people don't know. It's like people don't realize if everyone wears a mask, it helps. It helps to de-escalate it. But if someone is not wearing a mask and they have coronavirus, and you're not wearing, and you can ask anybody, it's like a mask specialist. If someone's infected with the virus and they're out with the virus spreading the droplets, and you're not, and like I said, they're not wearing a mask, but you're wearing your little face mask, you're not protected. As from the specialists I've talked to, I've had several specialists I've talked to told me that. So that's why what I do, if it's an area I don't feel that threatened, I have an N95 mask, a white mask, or a hospital type mask that I wear in places that are high threat. And in places where it gets crazy, people, high risk, I go to the hospital, things like that, I pull out the respirators, the full respirator mask like that, because it's the sheer factor, it's not worth the risk. So a thing like that, I do pull that out for anything where it's high risk and where in public where it's just crazy, people don't wear masks, things like that. I do pull that out and I will use it when I actually feel like it's necessary. But yeah, that's one reason I said if everybody wears a mask. Like I say, anything, it's like an extreme Democrat, Republican thing. I'm supposed to say this. My sister's an extreme Democrat. My dad's extreme Republican. My dad's all for masks and anti-coronavirus stuff. And he is extreme Republican. So I don't think it's anything to do with politics at this moment in time, and I hate it. At first, I was hoping because, like I said, I dealt with the whole thing in Brazil. They had pandemics here all the time, like people dying, stuff like that. And the infectious diseases doctor in Brazil actually was telling me, and this is scary, is that the numbers they're reporting 30,000 deaths. He said a thing in a post from an actual internal person did an audit. He's the light there. An internal person did an audit on the actual number of people dying from coronavirus. Brazil's reporting 30,000. He said in the government thing, I saw 120,000 deaths that they had in an internal government count. That's what they had. They're reporting 30,000. The Brazilian president wanted to pull the numbers and not report any numbers and go down to zero. Said we don't want to report anymore. We don't want to be in this. We don't want to participate in this. We want to be in this. Of course, you can't do that. But he's not reporting correct numbers. Now, most of the news companies have figured that out and they reported that. But yeah, Brazil's not reporting correct numbers, and people there are just dying at an insane rate. It's sad and it's scary, and I feel horrible for them. They had a lot of groups protesting things like that, and it was bad. They had a thing there recently was really sad too. Like people say things here with the whole thing with racist things. They had a black infant die because of a white woman, and the white woman got out of jail, and they just kind of passing it over. It was really bad. But like I said, when things happen there, and Koreans tell me it's going to get bad, they're going to riot. And the rioting in Brazil, she says differently. She says they burn down the buses, they burn down this, they burn down that, they just go through everything. And that's one thing about the United States too. I haven't quite figured out why they haven't used it yet. A lot of countries like in Brazil and things like that, I've noticed, they have this thing called, I think it's called LADAR. I think it's LADAR. I don't know how to pronounce it. But the thing goes on top of the police vehicles, and it emits a noise, and it disperses a crowd. It's a lot more effective than tear gas, so I'm not quite sure why. I mean, some people are so effective with tear gas, and like, oh, the leaf blowers, this is tear gas. I mean, tear gas is not effective, and you're doing all that, and you're fighting all that, and pepper bullets and everything else, and I don't think fire hoses, hooking that up with that, just if they really get that bad, get a LADAR, and put it on top of the vehicle, and just do it that way, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm rambling on random things. As you see, this video's going to be extra long, and I have plenty of things to edit with. Things I've added in my new vehicle. I'll show you. I do have a camping toilet in there, and I got a camping toilet in there, and I got something else here. I will show you. I do actually have a urinal I have in the car, and I have the urinal in the car. I'll show it again. For reasons, not only, one, because coronavirus, stores get closed, and you got to go. I got a growing prostate. I can't explain why Koreans got to go to the bathroom all the time, but she's got to go all the time too. And sometimes in Louisville, we have a lot of protests. So if the road's blocked, I'm not going to go mauling through a group of protesters because I got to pee. I'm not going to go pee outside the car and get caught on someone's live stream. No pun intended. So it's totally legal to go bathroom in your car, and it just sounds nasty and disgusting. It's better to have and not need it. But if I have to go to the bathroom, I got to get a Walmart bag. I've got number 2. I got a camping toilet. I get the back of my vehicle. It's not the Camry. I won't get in the Camry and do that. I'm not going to do that. That would really be awkward. But if I got to go, I got to go. I'll go to the bathroom in a little thing. I'll put it in a bag. People, this is disgusting. It's not sanitary. It's like, what do you do with dirty diapers? What do you do with dog poop? What do you do with that stuff, right? So if you got to go, it's legal to go in your car. Go in your car, throw it out. Just don't, make sure you're not parked anywhere near a school, because I don't know how the laws on that work. But yeah, because I know people can get arrested get a sex charge if you go urinating near a playground or a school. You can get a sex charge for that. I've never been charged with it. Never been charged, but I've heard about it. So let's leave it at that. So anyway, yeah, so that way if you have to do it, like I said, I'll probably put a urinal cake or something in there. I've never had to use it yet. Hopefully don't. In other words, I think everybody at some point in time or another had to use a Gatorade bottle in their vehicle at least once. A lot of people have anyway. But this way I have an actual urinal and thing. If we actually have to go, we call them. I've got a little fridge freezer down here. We have food and stuff in there in the vehicle. But yeah, and Karine, of course, she misses her family very, very much. We'll get back there as soon as we possibly can to see her family. But the whole thing of coronavirus and everything going on right now, we unfortunately cannot do that. And I'm very, very sad about that. That's something else in Brazil, too, is very, very nice. I was like pretty much the only, where we were at. Now, granted, there is white people in Manaus, there are people in Brazil, there's white people there. Where we were living at and staying at for the most part, I was primarily the only Caucasian guy. I was definitely the only American. And everyone left me alone. Everyone was cool, everyone was nice, everyone was friendly. Even though I speak the language, they worked with me. There was no racism. This is the other thing that's really scary. It freaked out the film crew. So we were filming. Originally, we had 2 federal officers hired by production to do this at all times. So one of the federal officers told me, he said, "Don't ever walk down the street. Never walk down the street." I was like, okay, we won't do it. All of us never walk down it. Well, Cree's family ended up getting a place down that street where she lived at the one first home. We ended up getting the house down there. We ended up living down there. I had no problems. No one bothered me. No one robbed me. No, Cree's been robbed numerous times, and everyone left me alone. I've been approached by people every now and again, but they were friendly and nice. I guess I'm on TV or why, but they were very nice to me. They never caused any problems. Cops would stop me all the time. And the cops in Brazil, they got bulletproof vests on. They got full assault rifles. They go around like military police all over the place. It's crazy. Military presence there is very, very strong. The military police presence there is very, very strong. So they'd always stop me. Like, what are you doing? You get out here. Da 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 da. And live here. They forgot you're going to get kidnapped. You're going to get robbed. And never had a problem. No, I'm fine. Really confused why everyone's freaking out. I find out later why. So we go filming it again, and the production crew come in, and the federal officer told us before, came over, and he saw where we're living at, and he is just like, he looks like really, really nervous. Like he's legit concerned. So I'm like, man, what's going on? He's like, I told you not to come down the street, and you moved on this street? I'm like, yeah, and you moved right here? I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with that? And he's like, he explained to me what was going on, and it freaked me out because we had occasionally had dead drug dealers out front every now and again, but they were just dead drug dealers. Everyone else got left alone. I just kind of like, okay, we don't meddle, we don't mind, we mind our business, we move forward, we're okay, whatever, just live life and live life peacefully and let whatever happen. If it's a dead drug dealer, he should have picked a different thing, whatever. So end up we were living next to apparently like a cartel, and we had no idea. But they left us alone. They had legit business stuff every now and again. But after they told me that, it kind of clicked because other things happened weird at that complex. So it was like a big complex little thing that was there. And at the end of the street, if you watch the thing, you'll see the end of the street is kind of, you can't really see the complex, but there's the end of the street is like where this thing is. And they occasionally would start checking things out and everything else. I didn't think much of it. Now, once a month, what would happen? Police vehicles would come out. They'd line out front, and they'd be out with assault rifles. And an official would go in. They would talk. They go out with a bag, and then everything was calm. They leave everything fine. I don't know what that was or what it is, but it happens once a month, and that's it. Crazy. Like, oh, I guess this is a misunderstanding. Like, yeah, it must be a misunderstanding. That's all that is. But yeah, the cartel there, they left us alone. They had no problems with them, no issues, peaceful. You said we mind our business. They did whatever they did. Like I said, I just heard that from the law enforcement guy. That's what he told us. As far as I know, I've never seen him sell drugs. Never seen him do anything illegal. Occasionally there'd be a dead drug dealer out front, but that was about it. Outside of that, we never had a problem. Actually, we didn't really have a problem. It's just whatever. Leave it at that. But yeah, other than that, that was the one thing we were a little bit nervous. We were there. But like I said, I went through there. Where was a scene where I went running at night. They cut it out the other way, but I went running through there because I was stressed out and to be left alone. So I went running through the alley back through the cartel thing, and the film crew got really mad. They were not happy. They shut off filming. They said they didn't feel safe filming with me anymore. And like I said, they should have a bonus for filming Paul Creaney because I went off. But I will say this: the producer was nice. He actually ran through the alley after me and found me because I knew the alleyways very, very good. It's like 2, 3 in the morning. I don't remember how late. It was late. It was dark. I knew the alleyways very, very well. I ran through there. People knew me. I was a local. They left me alone. No one bothered me there, and I was able to do what I had to do. Like, I'd walk through there. People think I was crazy. 2, 3 in the morning through that area, and no one ever robbed me, mugged me, bothered me. I was very blessed. That's one thing I'll say there. People say it's so scary. Everything else, I was like, I think I've had more incidents in America than anywhere else, and I'm pretty sure the majority of the time, actually no, I don't think I've ever been, I think every time I've had something happen to me, I think it was a white person. I'm pretty sure. Actually, everything else, I forget something, but anyway, it's been a crazy ride with us. We've been 4 years going on the show. It's been crazy. Creaney speaks English now. She does a really good job on it. She's, very good at taking care of Pierre and everything else. She really, really is. When she cooks, she is a real good cook. When she cooks, she's a very good cook. My thing is now, I'm in charge of making the house gets clean. She cleans, like every so often she'll get in a fix and she'll clean up and really clean up. But, I try to make sure I keep everything clean, the dishes, the laundry, make sure money's coming in, make sure baby Pierre's diapers are down. A lot of things I'm able to do close to home. or from home. So I do what I can to make more money at home or close to home whenever possible that I possibly can. Um, but now I'm thinking maybe I should have said the cartel thing. Maybe I should have said that. I got ADHD real bad too. As you'll notice, I like on these videos I will ramble and I'll go on random things. But this is a thing for you guys, and you need room to edit. So I'm going to give you. I'll tell you what. If I can, I'll give you at least an hour, and you can go through and edit and have fun with it. Just don't make me look too crazy. I appreciate it. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you guys about things going on with us. We did have some incidents. Well, I had one incident in Brazil that was, well, I can talk about it. It's not part of filming, so I can talk about it. So, we're in Brazil. Me and Karini we've had ups and downs. Really, really, really bad. And it got intense one time in the apartment. It got real intense in our apartment in Brazil. And her family came up there, and I didn't realize it. A guy had a piece of rebar that they had in their hand. I guess to unlock the door to get the gate to get upstairs to us. I see him in there. I see all I see is like 3 or 4 shirtless guys and a guy with a rebar. I'm in here by myself. She's yelling in Portuguese, real mad, yelling at me. And, da, 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 da. They're looking kind of mad. Her mom's coming up there. I'm feeling nervous. So I grab my machete. Pull my machete out. Her mom freaks out. I said, look, that's all I'm going to say is if those guys, I don't know what's going on with them. They look mad. Put down the thing. Put down the piece. Put down the pipe. Metal rebar. Put down the metal. Put down the metal thing here. Walk out. It's like a big metal. It was a rebar. It was a big metal thing. It's all we're seeing. Just walk out, please. Just walk out there. Be out in the kitchen area. Just don't in here. Not right now. Don't do this right now. By my bed, I always kept a machete on my bed. I also kept bug bombs. Bug bombs in Brazil. Bug bombs. It's like my little ghetto tear gas cans if God anything happened. And I had really strong insect spray, wasp spray that get long distance, because that way you can spray someone in the face, and that stuff can kill you. So I kept strong insect repellent in the house, machete, ink pens, of course, is a good weapon, and then of course the little strongest bug bombs I could buy. I brought those with me. But at the time, the only thing I had to do was a machete, and they freaked out. Everyone's freaking out at that point, as I just said. So finally, they went out the room, put the thing down. I sheathed the machete. I put it aside. I said, "Look, I just want to go to a hotel." She's in my face. So I was like, "I'm going to a hotel. I'm just going to a hotel. Go to a hotel. That's it. All right. I want to go to a hotel. I want to be left alone and let it go." And we had some crazy things there. Karini got mad one time. She said I didn't trust her. What happened was we had a guy try to get into our place at one point. And I was startled, and the guy ran off and he left. So I go outside and I go to find her. She's at her friend's house. I go to her friend's house. She's not there. She ain't at her friend's house, and I'm very, very, very kind of distraught. So a police officer saw me and stopped me and said, "Hey, what's going on?" I said, "My wife. I'm just freaking at her house. I'm upset." He said, "Well, let's call your wife." So I called Karini, and Karini was, I'm out with my friend. We're at a club. We're out over there. So this guy rides up. Karini's in the passenger's seat, and she gets out. I was like, "Hey, everything okay? Just go home. We're about it." Me and him are going back to the club. I'm like, wait, what's going on? It's just my friend. We're going to the club. We're going to be out. So then I go home, and I'm a little upset. I'm thinking about how to react. She says it's just a friend. Just a friend. It's like, okay. I'm going to the club and see what happens. So I'll go to the club. He's buying her beers and stuff, and I see him there, and she's avoiding me, and then she ends up getting in a car and leaving with the guy. Just a friend. So I'm like, okay. I don't have any evidence to prove she's doing anything as of this moment in time. So I go back to the hotel. I pack up a little bag of some things, not a whole lot of stuff, minor stuff, and I go to the hotel. Go to a hotel afterwards. I go home, go to the hotel. And then she calls me like 5, 6 in the morning. She said, "I just got home. Where are you?" "Just got home." 5, 6 in the morning. "Out with your friend?" "Yeah, we're just friends. We're just hanging out for the night. What's the big deal?" And so the other times he came home 5, 6 in the morning, were you with him? "Just friends. Don't worry about it. Friends and family." Okay. A lot of things came to light after that. I'm not going to discuss it. I'm not going to discuss what happened. I'm not going to do it. But a lot of things came to light, and mistakes were made. Things were forgiven. Things are, hard to forget. Can't really forget, but things were forgiven. But things happen. And but yeah, I told her, come talk to me. Come to the hotel. Talk in public. I'm not dealing with the stuff. You're still, a little hungover. Come talk to me at the hotel. We talked and we made peace. It was fine. But yeah, that's one thing. People think I'm freaked out, like I'm going to go aggressive and go crazy on people. What I do when there is a serious confrontation, something like that, and something that happened, I was hurt. I wasn't really angry. I was just very disappointed and very hurt. So I went to the hotel, and I stayed there the night. I was in Brazil. I had no family, no friends. No one spoke English. The guy at the hotel, one of the guys at the hotel spoke English. That was kind of cool. Um, and so I was confused. What was going on with the whole situation? So, but yeah, like I said, she went out dancing. She said he was just a friend. Um, I don't know. Whatever. It don't matter though. We're married. We have a wonderful son. He's healthy. He's handsome. He's smart. Um, we've been through the miscarriage together. Actually, technically two miscarriages, but one miscarriage was 3 months in, and that was very devastating. I was in shock for a long time on that one. There's more story on that too, which everyone always wonders about the story about the fetus in the jar. I guess I got 10 minutes. I'm going to give you all a long came out about that one too. So anyway, yeah. So the whole thing with Korean that she made some mistakes throughout the 3 years we've been together. She's made some very serious mistakes, and she's confessed to me on those mistakes, and she apologized. She says, "I'm sorry." I selected to forgive her and move forward because here's my opinion. People think I'm crazy on it. When I was in my early 20s, I did a lot of stupid stuff. Wasn't most faithful. I did a lot of stupid stuff, but it was my life. Who am I? I'm 37. I've already been through this stuff. Who am I to look at somebody and say, not forgive them? Yeah, it hurt, but who am I not to forgive somebody and destroy my marriage and my family over some mistakes that were made, youthful mistakes. More than anything else, someone's young and learning and still experiencing life in the college years. I mean, getting married at 21, that's very young to get married, and expect so much from someone who's 21 years old. To expect so much from someone who's 21 years old isn't fair, in my opinion. So I was like, if I met her later and, I would still love her and be with her. If I met her later in life and she already did the things and I wasn't around, if she had someone else's kid, it wasn't my kid. Like, not that Pierre, I know Pierre's mine. I'm just saying, if I never met Karini until she was already had a kid, so we never met, and then I met her and she had a kid, I still want to be with her. So I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna let this stuff go. I'm gonna let it ride. It's all right. It's all right. You're just gonna push through and just make things work. So that was my opinion on that. People think I'm crazy for it, but I want to have a happy marriage and family. And I did crazy things growing up. So who am I to judge and not forgive somebody for mistakes when I try to get forgiven for my things too? And that's a whole nother thing. People don't understand that. No matter what religion or faith you are, you got to think of everything, put yourself in their shoes, and consider the facts. Anyway, there's another story. I can't really talk about. That's too embarrassing for Karini probably, so I'll probably leave that one out. No, I might talk about that at the end. I might do that. Thinking about these different stories and things that happened, but yeah, that messed me up pretty bad. That was intense, but we got through it. Had a lot of things going, filming, things that happened behind the scenes, things like that. Now I forgot what I was going to say. I have to go back to the thing I was avoid saying. No, in season 1 too, Karini saved me. I thought it was funny, so I went out. I floated in the river, in the little river scene. Now the reason why I said poop water on that scene, people don't understand this, was the thing there actually was pumping out, like there was a sewage line. I thought it was a gray water line. It was a sewage line. Someone from the crew used the bathroom, and the actual turds was popping out the pipe. So that's why I said poop water. When I said it on the boat, because I asked some guys, the water's brown. I was like, "Where's the water come from?" Straight from the river, unfiltered, unfiltered. When I flush the toilet, go straight to the river. When all the garbage water goes out of the kitchen, goes straight to the river. So if someone's flushing their toilet and someone's got the shower on, in theory, you could swimming and literally have your fecal matter, going on you in the shower. Once I explained it to Karini, she said, "Americans are so nasty. I never shower." And I explained it to Karini, she understood, and she got like me. We would get a bottle of drinking water. Like they have drinking water, it's potted in the boat. We get some of the drinking water, we put it in a big container, let the sun heat it up, and we use that to wash off with, or bird bath, whatever we had to do. No, there was a scene that was cut from the show where Karini, I went in the water and I got nipple deep in the water. No tattoos like some people, but I got nipple deep in the water and I stripped down. I had thin pair of tidy whities, which is probably a big reason why they didn't show the scene, because it's not much to blur out, but it's not a sight anybody needs to see. I get in my tidy whities, I get in that water, and Karini won't get in the water for any reason. Will not get in that water. Refuses to get in that water. We found out later why. She's saying the word for death. She's scared in the water. We had a guy he was straight off a Rambo movie down there with us. And side note, Arnold Schwarzenegger actually films a lot of movies down there. So I guess I don't know if he's a guy from his crew or what. This guy he was straight up like Rambo, like he's in a Predator movie or something down there in the water. big machete camoed out. I wish I took a photo with the guy. The guy was just amazing. Even the camera crew wanted to take a photo. He was so intimidating though, and no one did. But so I'm not no penis, no nothing. I'm freaking out. We get out the water. We find out Kareen's having her time of the month, so she's having her period. So obviously blood in the water, anacondas, piranha, all that stuff. You don't want to be in the water with blood. So from the crew gave us a tampon to give her. I gave it to her. She had no idea what it was. No idea what it was. Girl from Sao Paulo, 21 years old, was going to explain to her what it was, and decided, someone from the film crew decided, no, it's your girlfriend. It's not our place to tell her how to use a tampon. You tell her. Use Google. First of all, being a guy, explaining this to your girlfriend is already weird. Doing the language barrier is even more weird. Translator apps, explaining toxic socks and everything else like that gets weird. I had to physically go in and help her, the whole thing. For 2 or 3 days, she got it down. But like I told her, it's like, if we have a daughter, not doing it. I'm not going to have that. That's something you cannot explain. Not happening. I will pay a doctor or pay a family member to teach them, because I feel like a pedophile. She was 21, not 12. So, but she learned how to use it now. She loves it. Loves them. It's fine. It's great. It goes right in. And it's fine. But yeah, we had to explain. I had to explain to her how to use, or what they were using Google Translate. It was a scene that was cut. That was a little awkward. I remember that scene now. Scene was cut. Besides the Paul explaining to Greenie how to use tampons. That was a messed up scene. Too much for TV, probably. Next scene that was too much TV. It actually freaked out somebody and had to. Let's slow down. Someone else. Greenie's favorite thing is she loves Chick-fil-A milkshakes and McDonald's French fries. Anyway, ADHD. So everyone's always rambling and wondering about the whole thing about the baby in the jar. Yes, that is true. Let me explain what happened so everyone don't think I'm some weirdo with little kids in the jar. It's so weird and strange. My rib. So what happened was, during the miscarriage thing that happened, originally it was the hospital we filmed at. Thank you for the network for letting us, be able to, help us get that done. But they couldn't do for the surgery, and we couldn't get enough money to pay for her surgery. So Kareenie's mom said, we just do it at a public hospital, it'll be fine. So we went to a public hospital. So at the public hospital, we go there, and it was nuts. People in little fold-up chairs, people laying on metal tables. When Kareen got back, because I wasn't allowed back, only her mom was allowed back, it was like a ripped-up prison mat. I went back to the hotel. I borrowed some pillowcases, pillows, sheets, and all that. Took her so she had some blanketing and stuff, so she's more comfortable. Showed me the arm. She had like an IV in her arm with like literally a piece of duct tape on it. It's horrible. They tried to chemically induce for the miscarriage, and it didn't work. She just got really sick, like she was going through chemo. I saw my mom go through chemo, and it just was really broke my heart. It would be very, very sad. So then they said they had to go through the procedure and go get the child. So Kareenie is released. They give me a little jar, this little bitty jar, and they told me this is something to help her cope with the situation. As also in Portuguese, but it was like a little jar, had like a little black chemical. It looked like if you ever broke a magic 8-ball, it looked like the inside of a magic 8-ball. We get that. We go in and film. We film in the scene and everything. We go back, and film crew kind of cool. They know she's kind of shook up, so they give us space. They respect us, give us space. So I figure, okay, I'm going to try to, cheer her up. It's this little magic 8-ball. Maybe it's like a little saying or slogan in it, and I can talk to her and help her cope. Maybe Portuguese. I don't know. So I'm looking at this thing, and I'm looking at it, and then the next thing is little Junior. I see Junior float up to the side, and I'm shook at this moment in time. A little shook up. Because in America, you can't even keep your wisdom tooth, let alone this is crawl. It's literally floating to the side of the thing of the jar. So I explained to Kareenie what's going on, and she was a little in shock. I was like, "Is this she's coping?" He says, "Yeah." It's like it copes. I guess it makes sense. In their defense, I mean, who wants to think about their baby being thrown in medical waste? At least this way you have your child. You have it there to give it a proper burial, do with your child. So I kind of made sense in that regard, but I wasn't expecting this at all. So I talked to her trying to figure it out. I was like, well, we're not going to stick him in the freezer and have like a baby popsicle. I got some space in the refrigerator. Put him in the refrigerator. It was like a little space because we had a little thing between ginger and the mayonnaise, which is horrible. We sat him right there. We talked about some options of what we could do, and then we let it go. And I'll get into the options we talked about here in a second, because I don't want to repeat it in the part I'm getting to next. So the film crew comes back, where things get really, really messed up. They're putting some drinks in the refrigerator and stuff, and they look up, and he sees that, and he's of course in Portuguese and whatnot. But he's like, what is that? And I explained to him, why is that in your fridge, man? Why is that in your fridge? And just freaking out pretty bad, freaking out pretty bad, understandably. It's like, why? And it's like, well, it's like, well, they gave us the child. I was like, why is it here? Why don't you dispose of it? So I'm not going to flush him in the toilet. He's not a goldfish. I'm not going to go out and throw him in the trash. He's not garbage. We're not going to go outside and dig in a thing here where the animals will dig it up, and then someone's puppy or kitten will eat him, and then our baby's half eaten right there to mess us up, and then someone's puppy or kitten is dead from eating the poison toxic chemical. We're not dealing with that. So we talked about it, and I said, what about cremation? It's like, no, because that chemical can be extremely flammable. And then we let it, and then the house catches fire, and then I go down for an arson charge, and then I'm down there and explaining to the judge, like, well, he was burning his dead fetus, he was burning a dead baby, and then really whacked out charges, and then I'm all over the place in America, and Paul Staehle, our bills are in the building, burning down babies. I mean, it could be crazy. So it's like, no. We said that the main thing, the best thing to do, is to put them in the refrigerator, keep them separated and secluded, and then when we go to Tonachines sometime, we take him to Tonachines, to the graveyard, and we find a spot, and we make a little burial, a little stone, and we give him a proper resting place, him or her proper resting place. That is what we're going to do. It's the most logical thing to do, and that's what we're going to do. And that's why he's right there right now, and all the other options we decided not to. It would make sense. Shook the guy up a little bit. He'd go out and call us an other, and he was kind of messed up. Understandably, we were shook. I mean, we didn't expect that. Who thinks you're going to get a after that? In America, this stuff don't happen. A lot of things there. I mean, guys, things there I respect in Brazil. I couldn't even buy shoelaces, for God's sakes. Other thing is, people wonder why I never had clothes that fit. Why I always wear the same outfit season one. I wore the same outfit season one. I'll tell you, it was the only thing I didn't get bit in. It was some clothes I bought at the last minute before we left. It was entreated by a company called Insect Shield. So I bought them at the store. Weren't cheap, but it was good. Bought the stuff, and I wore it all the time because it was the only thing I didn't get bit in. So that's why I'm always wearing that same thing all the time. People wonder why my clothes not fit. Let me tell you. Before we started leaving with the film crew and everything, I was big. I was like close to 200 pounds. I was chunky. I definitely lose weight. So anyway, I had a really bad GI tract flare. We have a lot of GI problems in my family. I got a really, really, really bad flare up. And when that happened, I started losing 2-3 pounds a day. My ketones were off the charts, and I was losing a lot of body weight. I barely able to eat anything. I was eating a little bit each day. Some days hardly anything, nothing, but a lot of water, Gatorade, Powerade, we eat. But I was losing a lot of weight. Now, first it was like watching these movies. If you've seen Stephen King Thinner, that's what it was like. It was so cool. Like watching every day, I could see like my body fat melting off my body. It was the most amazing thing ever. Until I had 122 pounds. Within like 3 or 4 months, it was starting to freak me out at that moment in time. Doctor, and then I got down to 119. I'm really freaking out. I'm eating all the food I can. I'm freaking out, and I'm about to leave on the film trip, and like all my clothes are like falling off. And you can see the photos in there. I'm like skin and bones. I'm like 119 pounds. The doctor told me, he said, go to Brazil, eat some of the natural food, everything else. Be careful on these other things. He said you'll be fine. You'll actually get better. I'm thinking he's crazy. Ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I got better. I don't know if the natural bacteria in the food or what it was. I have no idea. My GI tract got back in sync, and I put on body weight again, which was amazing. Other things happened in Brazil that was amazing to me. One, I saw people there who's going through, like, I guess, cancer treatments. I didn't see me losing hair, which I'm not quite sure what that was, but that was interesting to me. The other thing that was interesting to me was I ran out of medication. When I first went there, I had everything under the sun. I had every antibiotic on the spectrum. They gave me Percocets, Klonopins. I had everything for my doctors. The pharmacist thought I was a drug dealer. He's looking at me. I was like, I'm going to the Amazon rainforest. I was like, oh, okay. I was a little concerned that you were a drug dealer. I'm like, no, it's a legit reason. He's like, yeah, I was wondering because you had all these antibiotics and stuff. But my doctors basically told me, he's like, if you have anything happen, call me, and I'll say, take this out of your chest. Take this medicine. Don't just randomly start taking pills. Take this medicine. Take this, take this, take this. So I had everything you could possibly think of medication-wise, and I was prepared for anything. For my standard medications that I have, GI tracts, things like that, I actually had really, really, really bad problems. Ran out of medication. But then I realized I ran out of medication. I was already eating the diet, the foods over there, and a lot of it's a lot of bananas and things like that. My GI problems didn't come back. They actually, they disappeared. All of them. My sister had really bad problems. My sister actually lost her colon from her GI problem. So it's very serious, real stuff. that we have going on in our GI tracts. Like I said, bleeding and everything else internally that's happened. When you see some stuff happen, I got used to it, but it still freaked me out. Pains, things like that, things I couldn't eat anymore. But my GI tract back. I could eat foods I couldn't eat previously. I could eat again. Even with my medicine, I couldn't eat certain foods anymore. Like as I got older, I couldn't eat foods. I could start eating foods I couldn't eat anymore. My problems went away. Primarily, they said it was probably a lot of it had to do with bananas. I don't know if bananas. I don't know if it was the bacteria that's in the food there or what it was. Like I said, but my problems that plagued me forever in America went away. That's one thing I liked living over there. That was great. Went to America, having a little better. Something else people don't know about me. I had really bad anxiety panic attacks to the point I couldn't leave the house. One philosophy was people say if you travel the world and get out, totally so far out of your comfort zone, it will stop and break panic attacks and anxiety. That is true. I am proof because I had panic attacks. I couldn't leave the house. Heart rate would go up, very, very, very high, 120, 130, 100, really, really high heart rate. I've had up to 130 several times. So leaving the house and going to Brazil, do I still have panic and anxiety attacks over there without my medication? Yeah. Did I ever take the Klonopins? No. But did I have panic attacks like that? Yeah, it happened. But it was very minor, and I was able to get through over there. I did almost have an attack when the Brazilian police stopped me for the Hall's cough drops because I told them, I even to now say, hey, look, I have Percocets, I have Klonopins, I have some pretty strong prescription medications here. They said, don't worry about it, you're fine. But I was all right. Other thing happened over there health-wise, I did get deathly sick from the viruses. They have a lot of viruses over there, mosquito viruses, yellow fever, dengue fever, a lot of things don't have vaccines. And they had a bad, I got bit by mosquitoes and one of those things, and I got very sick, highest fever in my life. And every time I got really, really sick, I had horrible fever. I believably the main thing I did was drinking natural squeezed orange juice from the Amazon and whatever protein I can get a hold of. Usually within 2 or 3 days, I got better. The other thing that happened, I almost died. This happened. We didn't film this, so I can talk about it. So we did go back to Brazil, and we were in Brazil. A lot of stuff happened. I went back. My apartment was totally burglarized. Everything we had of value was gone. Things that didn't even make sense. They took my bathroom scale, the digital clock off the wall, the TV, a bunch of random stuff they took. Made no sense. No sense whatsoever what I think they stole. They stole my vacuum cleaner, my blender, my microwave. The television, I kind of got that. That made kind of sense. They also used, Kareem's had copies of her documents there. They used that and somebody added some phone lines and mailed somewhere else, which we talked to the police over there, but they never really did anything with it yet. We had to come back before they could do anything to prosecute the people. Whatever. But yeah, they had some stuff in Kareem's name. I did identity. So Kareem got identity theft, and then they just all that stuff happened. Kareem did at one point say she wanted divorce. She actually tried to retain I had federal lawyers for the whole thing with my immigration to Brazil and my permanent residency card. Get everything explained, and they tried to talk to them about it, and they're confused. Like, we're your lawyers. Why is your wife trying to reach out to us on this factor? You might want to get some legal, you want to go and prepare some legal defense. No, no, I'm a little confused because she wants to stay in Brazil with Pierre and to basically let me go back to. So me and her split, and I lose my permanent residency there. Then I got to fight, try to get my residency for being there for all of Pierre and be there, and it would just be more complicated. I didn't like that. Didn't like that idea at all. So that already had me kind of shook up. But when we go up there, we're going to ton chains and stuff, and Pierre got sick, then I got sick, and her brother and cousin also got sick from whatever Pierre got. But what happened really messed me up. I'm already kind of on edge because when they're at the ton of chains, they go over on a motorcycle and they'll carry their babies on the motorcycle, just whip around with no helmets on. I didn't like that. Me and her fought on that a lot. I said, I don't like Pierre riding around on a motorcycle with no helmet on. I don't like it. Please don't do it. And they called me disrespectful to her culture. But anyway, what happened was I'm heading back and I'm really definitely sick. I'm sick as I've ever been in my life. It's bad. And there's some little bathroom in there. I feel horrible. I can't keep any food down. I'm losing weight. We get back. I call the U.S. Embassy and I said, look, I'm not doing good. I need to get the best hospital. They told me to go to this hospital here. I call my insurance company. They work a deal with insurance and reimbursement. So I go to the hospital. I ended up going there 2 or 3 times. Pierre went there. Pierre got cleared out a few times. But then when I went back to get documents from my insurance company, doctors asked me, yeah, I just said, hey, can I run a few more tests while you're here? Your tests they look really strange. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. He's like, you still feeling bad here? I'm like, yeah, it hurts really bad. But I figured it was something else. I didn't really think back. Because I passed kidney stones. I've had kidney stones. I've had GI problems. I have pains in my side all the time, so I don't really know. I'm thinking it's just me a kidney stone. I'll pass it. I'll be all right. I'll be there. I'll survive. I've passed, some pretty big stones. I'll make it, I'm thinking. I've had a stone block my entire kidney altogether before. But anyway, so I'm in there and I feel like I'm gonna die. What happens next is they do some tests, they come back and they're checking my eyes, checking my skin, everything else. They say, well, your gallbladder's full of gallstones, like full of gallstones. You need to get surgery. So you want to do it here? I was like, no offense, but I want to go back to America and get this thing done. They said take his medication, which I'll be honest, I didn't take the medication, and drink like a lot of lemon, lime juice, citrus, acidic fruit. So I did. I drank a ton of orange juice. I had really bad heartburn, man. My heartburn was the worst I've ever been in my life. I drank a ton of citrus, and I drank a ton, like I said, oranges, lemons, limes. I was sucking on citrus and everything else. I will say this: I had some of the intense pain I ever had in my life. Worse than any kidney stone, worse than any of my GI problems I've ever had. It was the absolute worst pain I ever had. But when I got to America and they did my doctor did ultrasound for the surgery, he said your gallbladder is empty. There's nothing even in it. So I drank so much of that stuff, apparently, which they said was not even possible. This isn't possible. But apparently it's dissolved enough and it passed through my GI tract. But like I said, I had the ultrasound they gave me, straight at the machine, they gave it to me. I showed them that, and they said, this makes no sense. I was like, I don't know. You guys are the doctors. I know I was in pain. I'm not in pain anymore. This is what I got. I've been plagued with GI problems and kidney stones for life, so I didn't know anything about gallstones. My mom had big stones, but apparently I drank a lot. So that's one thing I learned in Brazil, is there is a lot of natural remedies to things that I never believed. I always believed in medicine, but natural remedies that I found actually worked very well. I was shocked. I was not a believer until that. Being in a place where, like the favela and things like that, when the areas was really bad, and dealing with zero racism, no one attacking me, thinking I'm like some rich tourist. I didn't have to deal with that. I mean, occasionally I go to some businesses and they see me like, and I get the gringo tax, I guess you could say, the tourist tax they add on. But other than that, no. I didn't deal with any racism or anything like that. I didn't deal with people because I didn't speak the language. To me, that really said something, because I've seen in my life, I've seen a lot of things, a lot of racism, and it's sad, and that breaks my heart. That's one thing I will say. I wish more than anything else in this world, I wish everybody be treated equally. No one up here, no one down here. Is everybody just equal across the board? That's what I wish more than anything else in the world. I just want everything to be treated 100% fairly. And it's very, very sad that that's not the case in this day and age. It's very, very depressing to me. Hopefully one day it changes, and that's all right. Well, man, let's see here. I've talked about a lot of different things I probably shouldn't have talked about. Probably, hopefully not. A lot of things about past filming that shouldn't be. No, the past things that we did or did not do has to be. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with us right now. It's been crazy. We have a roller coaster of drama. We've almost been pulled from the show because our drama is too much and too intense. We have a lot of things going on all the time. We're in love. And she loves me. She hates me. She loves me. She hates me. She wants to be married. She wants to be divorced. Be married and divorced. I don't know. Our ever-growing family. It's crazy. So I chalk it up to hormones and things like that right now, and I deal with it. I do my duties. I make sure I do things around the house. I make sure I get her food. I make sure she has everything she wants. She's got her phone she loves to death. She all her services. She can talk to her family anytime she wants to. Make sure we go visit them whenever we can. I make sure money's coming in. It's difficult. But yeah, all my was like, how you doing people on shows? I mean, I've been bullied my entire life. People misunderstood me my entire life. I don't hate them for it. I never want to kill anybody. Never want to attack anybody or beat them up over it. But misunderstood. I've had people falsely accuse me of stuff. I've been locked up for stuff I didn't do. People are like, why would you plead guilty to that? So I tell you why. I've seen people arrested and go to jail and sit there. I saw there was a black guy that was arrested in Lome, D.C. He sat there on a murder charge he was innocent of. He sat in jail for over 10 years. Fast and speedy trial, yeah, it doesn't exist. Not in that thing. But I saw people sit in jail 5, 10 years. There was a guy from Jamaica that was in there, killed somebody in self-defense. As far as I know, he probably might be sitting in this jail. Last time I checked, he was in there. He was over 10 years. He was an author. He wrote children's books. He and his wife came here from Jamaica. She had a baby. Somebody attacked him. He defended himself. They arrested him at the hospital right after his wife gave birth. To see people locked up and sit there forever, fighting for a trial date, fighting for their trial date. They came at me and they said, look, you can do this, which I had the opportunity of taking a deal. And the way I had that deal set up, I had a very good chance of getting out on probation, which I did, thank you God. Or sit there for another 18 months and hope my trial date clicks. been lightheaded thinking about it because it messed me up. It was right before Thanksgiving when I took the deal. People was like, if you're innocent, you should take the deal. There was a guy that month that made me realize I need to take that deal. They offered the guy five. It was one. I was like 1 year probate for 5 or something. It was a really petty, or 5 for 5. It was a Class D felony. The guy was accused of rape. It was a homosexual man. He was accused of raping a 17-year-old girl. Now, what he explained to me was the girl was talking to her friend. She made it was a lie, wanted attention, and then her other friend found out you need to push forward, you need to do this. So then it became like she had to go to the police, and she kept going along with the lie. He said, "Well, I knew it was a lie. I knew it was it was totally false. I knew there was no evidence. I never did it. Me and my gay and everything else, and I had nothing to do with her. I don't understand why. What's going to happen." So he refused the plea deal. I would too. I mean, you're going to trial. They're taking this Class A felony down to a Class D, and for a deal, and so he took the trial. They had no evidence. They had her statement and his statement. That was it. They found him guilty. He got 25 years at 85%. That shook me up. That really shook me up. He was shocked. He's like, how could this happen when I was innocent of this thing? How could this happen? And things, I saw people, there's people there that were straight up guilty. I saw, that would get excited and beat a charge. I see people that were innocent that didn't. The system was definitely very, very flawed, unfortunately. Some people that should have went to prison didn't. Some people that were innocent, that thought they were going to, they're innocent of everything else, and they thought they had everything else. The other sad story I had there, it's just really depressing to me. People think, things are messed up. There was a couple there. There was an old man who was almost 70 years old. This was really sad to me. He was arrested because he was accused of molesting his 2 daughters. His daughters were in their late 40s. They accused him of molesting them when they were 5 and 6 years old. Here's the backstory. Before they charged him, accused him of doing that, they went to him and asked him for money and everything else. He told them no, because they had a really bad drug addiction. He cut them off. Cut them off. Not involved in my life anymore. You're done. Okay? I'm not dealing with you guys anymore. I'm done with you guys. It's over. So because he cut them off. You alright, Karini? You okay? How you moving? Oh, Pierre. Hey, buddy. Here comes Pierre. Come here. Oh, there you are. Hey. So anyway, you gonna come run with me? Hold on, we'll do something cute in a minute. Here, Pierre, come on, run. You want a sad story? Come here. Come on with me. Ah, he's gonna run the mom. So anyway, back to the sad story. With Pierre, if he does a little run with me, I love it when he does a little run. But anyway, they accused him of those things, got him arrested. They took over his house, took all his valuables. Hold on. Come on with Daddy. Come on with Daddy. Come on. Come on. Come on, run. Aw. But anyway, they accused him of doing those heinous... Hey, buddy. Daddy's weird. They accused him of doing those heinous crimes to get in his house and stuff. And they just had their statements. No evidence. Their statements. Keep in mind, they're in their late 40s. They're accusing him when they were 5, 6 years old. And they arrested the man. He was obviously found innocent. Because they had, of course, huge criminal records. This man had no criminal record for his entire life. He worked all his life for what he had. And he was sitting in jail because of statements that were made. Which is utterly insane. Utterly insane. But they were... What's up? What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? But yeah, and that's one thing that made me scared of the system. That's why I took a deal, and everything else. And the truth behind the story, it gets pretty deep, and that's why I'm not currently in there on the whole thing with that. Come here. Come say hi. But that's why, on the whole thing with that, that's why I, like I said, seeing something like that scare me and freak me out, and that's why I didn't get involved in things like that. Yeah. And I had crazy people, exes, make excuses me in the witch hunt, and they even went to people and asked them on me, and they're like, "No, Paul never did anything like that. He's never been like that. That's insane." And the witch hunt went on me, and Pierre, crazy baby, do something cute. All right, there you go. So this is probably this hopefully I think is gonna be the longest cameo I've ever done. Yep, the longest one I think I've ever done. Pierre, you want something cute for the camera? Come on, let's just do a run. You ready? Come on, run. Ah! Oh, he's in the bedroom now. He's in the bedroom now. The longest one I ever did. I'm doing the longest video ever for you guys. Come on. Come on. Well, come here. Well, come here. All right, I'll pick you up. Come here. Come here. But, you know, I give you little things that you can edit and do, you know, things in there. Hopefully anything too crazy. What are you doing? And go down? Okay, go down. There you go. But we appreciate you guys. I see our cameos are always long. We did this one extra long, give you some content. Don't make it look too bad. That's all I'm asking. I gave you all a lot of content. Use your judgment. You know, reach out to us anytime. You can comment anything on there. KariniandPaul@gmail.com. KRINEANDPAUL@gmail.com. Like I said, my videos are always longer than anything else. I know someone's doing editing and stuff. I give you a lot of that stuff. I assume you're not going to post the whole thing. Let me show you Pierre's room too. I haven't showed you already. There's our photos in the hallway, by the way. Yeah, people will spend money on these cameos. We take our time. We're eventually going to do a YouTube channel more in depth. Our YouTube channel now. What are you doing? Eating your Apple Jacks? My little prison TV. My little prison TV actually works really good. Obsessed with Mickey Mouse. Such an obsession with Mickey Mouse. Oh my god. Little balls of coronavirus. Mickey Mouse diapers and butt wipes everywhere. Eat your Apple Jacks. But yeah, we are. You see my YouTube channel. I got a lot of stuff on there, behind the scenes and stuff, raw footage and stuff. I've edited it. My stuff's not edited. I post the raw videos. So if you go to my YouTube channel and look at my YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of stuff. Some stuff straight up cringy, like really cringy. Other stuff, you bring in the trash, you bring in the garbage truck, like you need to clean this house. You bring in the garbage truck because I gotta clean the house. You play with the trash can truck now? It's your new favorite toy. He loves playing with cars. He loves Apple Jacks. Mickey Mouse. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, that better be an Apple Jack you just ate. That's all I'm saying. Crazy baby. Crazy baby. Yeah, it's Apple Jacks. Alright. But you guys, I think I've talked your ears off. Karini, it's the longest cameo ever. Look at this. Look how long I've talked on this. Look how long I talked.
Yeah, it's better long.
You get over an hour. Anyway, you guys, wish you guys the best. Master BlackJack, Bottom Feeder Army, Guido Jimenez. I'm sorry. I'm terrible saying names, man. I'm like a school teacher that mutilates names. It's horrible. It's bad. But we wish you guys the absolute best. Here's my time, KariniandPaul@gmail.com. If you want us to redo something for you, we redo videos as much as people want until they get 5-star satisfaction. So if you want us to redo the video, you want specific things, we can do that too. You want us to do a specific video. So basically what happens is we redo a video, it deletes whatever's on here and replaces it with that. So let us know. We'll do a video as many times as you want to get you what you want. But yeah, just please don't. What are you doing? You looking at the back of the TV? You gonna unscrew it? You did that earlier. Unscrewed the stuff on there earlier. That was crazy. He went on the TV. He unscrewed the cable thing on the back of the TV earlier, and now you're gonna knock over the box of cereal. Crazy. What are you doing? Here, make your stuff up here. But anyway, you guys, wish you all the best. Sorry for rambling. I got ADHD and OCD really, really bad. Have a great one. Hit us up anytime. Any questions? Let us know. All right. Hope y'all give you some content you can edit and work with, man. I was going to do some reviewing on videos, but I really didn't see anything on there. Any videos about me, so I couldn't really do anything. But in regards to, like I said, we only charge $50 for our videos because we feel that at these times, you know, we want to be some of the least on there. Still have enough to get some stuff on there. It's not too much. I know some people charge $175, $80, $100, and they stay busy with videos, and they do 2 minutes or less. You know, and to us, we think 2 minutes for $100. If someone orders a video from me for $100, I'm doing more than 2 minutes. I tell you what, one time someone did. We raise our price. Typically, when we go over 100, let me tell you why. So people say, call me a hypocrite when I do it. When we are in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, we will charge $100 because I tell you right now, trying to upload a video in the middle of the Amazon rainforest is not an easy task to do. So I have to find somebody over Cameo. We have to upload to a Cameo executive, and then Cameo executive has to upload it for us. It gets complicated, real complicated, and it takes a long time. So that's why we do charge more for videos like that. So anyway, sorry for talking your ear off, man. Wish you all the best. Hit us up anytime. Hope I don't have to really regret making this thing, but I'm trusting you guys, so don't let me down. Have a good one.